Things are happening all around you. What's your biggest fear?
I'm not worried about it, but my biggest fear is failing everybody.
Failing everybody?
Yeah.
You shouldn't worry about that. You're doing a fantastic.
It's like something I think about, like in my head. I'm like, oh well, what if I just? Oh no, that would suck.
You need to let that go. You need to let that go. 100%. That's crazy. You're really giving gifts to everybody.
All my life, I've had like ADD, so my mom has been putting me on Vyvanse, Adderall. I've been all the doctor's appointments, so it's the same. And I don't really agree with that, bro.
Long before sold out arenas, before platinum records, before millions of monthly listeners.
I was in 5th grade getting diagnosed with ADD. How the f can you tell a 5th grader they have ADD? He's in 5th grade. How is he supposed to act?
Sometimes it would seem like something was a little off. You know, something was a little different and not quite right, but I couldn't really put my hand on that he was actually using drugs.
So even before he released his first hit, he had started using.
Yes.
What was he using?
He was doing the lean, I believe, and he told me that he was taking, I think Vicodin.
He had, for the last like 3 months, there was several times that he actually was having seizures and stuff from all the drugs he was taking. And so, and everybody was speaking up, you know. Allie at the time was on him about it. Bibby at the time was pushing him to go to rehab. Chris Long was saying stuff to him all the time. Max Lord was saying stuff all the time, you know, like, you got to slow down.
You always had issues with drugs even before you started to get famous and rich?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was something that I was into early, low-key, due to music.
Music surrounded him from an early age. He learned piano as a child, picked up the drums, and later taught himself how to play the guitar.
The first time I played an instrument was probably like 4 years old in piano lessons. I was never real, like, overly, like, you know, like, talented. I like taught myself how to play, so I could play by ear pretty good. I remember the keys though, it was real simple. It was like C, D, E, C, D, E, E, D. It was like up and down, like a scale. Like...
Hey, Juice, you know how to play the piano and the guitar?
I know how to play the world. It was Angel, but they knew I speed, though. Feeling every inch, though.
Those instruments would eventually become part of what made his sound different from almost everyone else in rap. While many artists lean into one style, Juice WRLD mixed hip-hop with rock, emo, pop, and melodic hooks that stayed in your head long after the song ended.
I think I was making up raps, like, as long as I can remember. My mom didn't used to let me listen to certain stuff. When I got around, like, my other relatives, they'd be playing the stuff. I had some of the lyrics in my head, and then I wouldn't remember the whole song, so I'd just like make up the rest. That's been ever since like 3, 4 years old though, so like forever.
Then came the song that changed everything, Lucid Dreams. He became one of the biggest young stars in music. And the crazy part, he was barely even old enough to buy a drink.
Because if you listen to the lyrics, it's talking about being like, the main thing about it is you're being haunted by something. Whether it be a person, a drug addiction, a problem, anything that you put your, you know what I'm saying? Anything that is taking emotion out of you, you know, it's haunting you. That's what that is.
By the end of 2019, it felt like there wasn't much Juice WRLD couldn't do. Everywhere you look, his music was climbing the charts. Concerts was selling out. Fans weren't just listening to his songs, they were memorizing every lyric. For a lot of people, Juice WRLD wasn't just an artist. He was someone whose music helped them get through real life struggles. But behind all of the success, life was moving at a pace that few people could keep up with. Recording sessions stretched into the early morning. Flights from city to city became routine.
Remember the day I shot all girls with the same? It was so, took like fried.
Interviews, performances, studio time. Then it was right back on another plane. That schedule might look exciting from the outside, but it can take a serious toll on anyone.
Hey, give me a little bit one on Lucid Dreams. Describe that track to me.
December the 2nd marked Juice WRLD's 21st birthday. For most people, turning 21 is a major milestone. Friends celebrated with them. Videos from that week showed them smiling, joking around, and enjoying that moment.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Well, let me see that fucking burger eating. Let me see. Oh,
If you watch those clips without knowing what would happen in the next few days, you would never think anything was wrong. Sometimes the biggest battles aren't visible to anyone else.
I think that's what life is about. Truly finding yourself. And then closing your eyes and dying in your sleep. Finding yourself and finding other things. But finding yourself is one of the things, though, for sure.
no, he knew and I knew. That's how intertwined. He knew, I knew. He didn't know what was gonna happen, but he would say, like, to the point that I remember we were in the shower and I was sitting there and I would always watch him. I'd watch his hair, I'd do everything. You know what I mean? And I remember sitting down on our little, like our little seat thing in the shower, and we had like a skylight thing, and like, it came down on him while he was like rinsing his hair out. And I was like, and I just started bursting into tears. And this is when we first got back from doing that last tour. That was like, I just started like crying out of nowhere. And he was like, you know, I know. He's like, I know, and it's gonna be okay. I didn't say shit. Like, I just, for some reason, like something overtook me. I just was like, you're not gonna be here.
People can be laughing, working, making plans, while carrying struggles that never make it onto social media. And Juice WRLD never hid the fact that he was dealing with those struggles.
Need some help. I gotta admit myself. I'm on these drugs. Feel like I can't save myself. Sometimes I wanna take myself and break myself so I can reshape myself.
As the week came to an end, Juice and several people close to him prepared to fly from California back to Chicago. Outside that plane, something else was already beginning to unfold. Investigators had received information before the crowd landed that led them to plan a search once it arrived at Midway Airport. The people on board didn't yet know exactly what was waiting after touchdown. And within a few hours, the story would take a heartbreaking turn. It was still dark when the Gulfstream touched down at Chicago Midway Airport during the early morning hours of December 8th. After a long cross-country flight, everyone was ready to get off the plane. But instead of simply collecting luggage and heading home, they were met by law enforcement officers waiting near the aircraft. As passengers exited the jet, officers began to search luggage connected to people traveling on board.
You don't need that right now. Get all the phones close. Let me get a bag for you. Come on, I think I got one.
The investigators recovered marijuana, prescription cough syrup, several firearms, and ammunition during the search. Then, without warning, Juice WRLD suffered a medical emergency. People nearby immediately realized something was seriously wrong. Emergency responders rushed in and began trying to help him right there on the airport terminal.
Airport, they got a guy seizuring in here.
865 David, you need an ambulance inside the airport. Where in the airport?
The Latin 6 Private, Section 6150 South Laramie. Individual seizuring.
Unfortunately, despite those efforts, Juice WRLD was pronounced dead later that morning.
Juice WRLD is dead after suffering a medical emergency at Chicago's Midway Airport. The rapper, whose real name is Gerard Anthony Higgins, had just gotten off a flight from California this morning when he collapsed. He was rushed to a hospital where he was later pronounced dead. He just turned 21 last week on December 2nd. SoundCloud says Juice was the most streamed, liked, and reposted artist on its platform in 2018 and known for his hit song, Lucid Dreams. His most recent album, Death Race to Love, debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Whenever someone famous dies unexpectedly, rumors usually spread just as fast as the facts. This case was no different. Almost immediately, social media filled with theories about exactly what happened inside the airport. One claim that was circulating for years is that Juice WRLD swallowed pills after realizing police were waiting to search the plane.
It just threw me all the way off when I got the information. And like just him being like, he was just like a good ass kid, bro. Like for real, like even the way he died, like you rich as Juice, like you rich as a, you get pulled over by the police and you swallow 50 pills, 40 pills, however many pills he swallowed because he's scared. Like you was gonna overcome that shit. Yeah. Them little pills, they ain't give a fuck about that shit, bro. I threw that shit. I would've had that shit sit on the counter like, man, come get it for real. Like, bro, I got 50 million. I ain't finna go to jail for these little dumbass pills right here. Like, you feel me? Like,
you'll still see that story repeated online today. However, that specific sequence of events has never been publicly confirmed in official findings. In January of 2020, the medical examiner ruled Juice WRLD's death as an accident caused by oxycodone and codeine toxicity. That is the official cause of death. Everything beyond that should be treated carefully unless supported by reliable evidence. Sometimes the internet rewards the loudest story. Our goal is to tell the most accurate story.
All right, guys, we lost a legend. We lost one way too young. Let me hear you guys scream for Juice WRLD right now, as loud as you can, right now.
For most artists, the biggest moment happens while they're alive. After his passing, millions of people discovered his music for the very first time. Older songs started climbing the charts again. Albums reached new audiences. And when Legends Never Die was released in 2020, it debuted at #1, showing just how deeply his music had connected with listeners around the world. But numbers only tell one part of the story. Fans have shared stories about how his music helped them through grief, depression, heartbreak, and some of the lowest moments of their life. That's something statistics can't capture. Juice WRLD never claimed to be perfect. If anything, he was honest about his struggles. That honesty is one of the reasons his music still resonates years later. His story is also a reminder that fame doesn't erase personal battles. Someone can become successful, wealthy, surrounded by people, and still be carrying burdens that aren't obvious to everyone else. If there's one lesson to take away from all of this, it's that checking in on the people around us matters. Sometimes the strongest looking person is fighting the hardest battle. Years later, millions of people are still listening to his music, discovering his story, and finding comfort in lyrics that come from a very real place. And I want to hear from y'all, fam. If someone close to you is struggling with addiction, What do you think is the best way to support them? What message do you hope young people take away from Juice WRLD's story? What's your favorite Juice WRLD song and what made it stand out to you? Drop it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this documentary and appreciate in-depth breakdowns that focus on facts instead of hype, make sure you subscribe to Not a Drill TV and become part of the circle. I'm Big Millie. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you on the next one, fam. If not, then it's all love. It's all love. If not, then it's all love.